I want to talk to you about something that is at the very core of living a life of purpose and fulfillment, understanding who you are. The journey to self-discovery is not always an easy one, but it is one that is absolutely necessary if you want to live authentically and with intention. You see, so many of us spend our lives looking outward. We look to others for approval. We seek validation in the achievements of others. And we try to fit into molds that don't really reflect who we are at our deepest core. The world tells us who we should be, how we should look, and what success should look like. But what if I told you that true happiness and success don't come from following these external blueprints? They come from within. It's easy to get lost in the noise of expectations. Family, friends, society, they all have opinions about who we should be and what we should do. But if you never take the time to pause and ask yourself, who am I really? What do I stand for? What lights me up inside? You may find yourself living a life that isn't truly yours. And that's a life lived in someone else's image, not your own. Now, I know that self-discovery is not an overnight process. It takes time. It requires reflection, honesty, and a willingness to face both your strengths and your weaknesses. It asks that you be brave enough to look deep inside and ask, what am I passionate about? What are my values? What makes me feel alive? And yes, it also asks you to confront the parts of yourself you may not love right now, the fears, the doubts, the mistakes, but they are all part of your journey. They don't define you, but they shape who you will become. Self-discovery doesn't just happen by accident. It requires intention. It's about taking the time to listen to your own voice, trusting your instincts, and rejecting the noise that tells you who you should be. The world may try to convince you that you need to conform, that you need to play it safe. But what truly matters is that you stay true to yourself. No one else can live your life for you. And no one else can tell you who you are meant to be. Only you have the power to discover that. And here's the secret: when you live in alignment with who you are, when you embrace your authentic self, you unlock a power that can move mountains. The freedom that comes from living as you truly are is liberating. You no longer need to seek validation from others because your confidence comes from within. You are no longer bound by the limitations of fear or doubt because you are rooted in your own truth. I challenge you today, start this journey of self-discovery. Take the time to sit with yourself, to listen to your inner voice, and to shed the layers of expectation that are not yours. Understand that this journey is a gift not just for you, but for the world around you. Because when you show up as your true self, you inspire others to do the same. Remember, you don't need to have all the answers right now, but commit to the process. Stay curious, be patient. And most importantly, trust that who you are is enough. You are more than capable of finding your true self, and when you do, everything in your life will begin to align. Self-discovery is not just a buzzword, it is the foundation of a fulfilling and meaningful life. Many people go through life searching for external sources of happiness, validation, and success. They measure their worth through the lens of others' opinions, accomplishments, or possessions. But what if I told you that true fulfillment doesn't come from those things? What if the secret to happiness lies in understanding who you truly are and aligning your life with that truth? The journey of self-discovery is a personal and ongoing process. It begins when you make the conscious decision to turn inward, to pause from the noise and distractions of daily life, and ask yourself one simple yet profound question: who am I? We live in a world that constantly tells us what to do, how to behave, what to aspire to, and what success looks like. But these external definitions of success often miss the most important part, the self. You can chase after all the goals and accolades the world deems worthy, but without knowing yourself, those accomplishments will likely feel empty. When you embark on the path of self-discovery, you begin to uncover your true desires, your values, your purpose, and your passions. You start to understand what makes you feel alive, what fills you with energy, and what makes you feel connected to the world around you. This is where real fulfillment begins, not from material things or the praise of others, but from a deep knowing of who you are at your core. This self-awareness allows you to make decisions that are aligned with your truth and not with the expectations or pressures of society. But the process of self-discovery isn't always smooth or easy. It requires vulnerability and honesty. You have to be willing to confront parts of yourself that may be uncomfortable. Maybe there are dreams you've buried because you didn't think they were practical or worthy of pursuit. Maybe there are insecurities or limiting beliefs you've carried for years. Self-discovery demands that you face those fears and doubts head on, acknowledge them, and then release them. It's about understanding that your past mistakes, your struggles, and your setbacks do not define who you are, but they are part of the journey that has brought you to this point. As you continue on this journey, you'll also discover that there are parts of you that are constantly evolving. Self-discovery is not a destination, but an ongoing process. As you grow, as you learn, and as you experience new things, you will continue to uncover new layers of yourself. The person you are today may not be the same person you are a year from now, and that's okay. Life is meant to be a journey of growth and transformation. And being open to change is a vital part of the process of self-discovery. One of the most liberating aspects of self-discovery is the realization that you no longer need to conform to someone else's vision of who you should be. In a world that often values conformity, discovering your authentic self allows you to step into your own power. You no longer need to seek validation from external sources because your validation comes from within. Your worth isn't determined by likes on social media, by titles, or by the approval of others. Instead, it's rooted in your own understanding and acceptance of who you are. When you know who you are, you make choices from a place of confidence and clarity. You begin to set boundaries that protect your well-being. And you make decisions that honor your values and your authentic self. You start to attract people and opportunities that align with your truth, because when you live authentically, you radiate a magnetic energy that draws what is meant for you into your life. And while the journey of self-discovery can sometimes feel lonely or overwhelming, it is important to remember that you are not alone in this. Everyone is on their own unique journey of self-discovery. We all have different paths, but the goal is the same: to find peace, fulfillment, and purpose in who we are. When you allow yourself to explore who you are without judgment or limitation, you give others permission to do the same. Self-discovery is the gateway to living a truly fulfilling life. It empowers you to create a life that is aligned with your true values and passions, free from the constraints of external expectations. When you know who you are, you can live boldly, authentically, and unapologetically. The journey may be challenging at times, but it is one of the most rewarding things you can do for yourself. The moment you begin to know and embrace yourself is the moment you begin to unlock a deeper, more meaningful life. Introspection is the gateway to self-discovery, offering you the opportunity to pause and reflect on your life with intention. It's not about judging yourself or seeking perfection. Rather, it's about creating the space to observe your inner world without distraction or denial. It's the art of turning inward to understand who you are, what drives you, and how you connect with the world around you. Through introspection, you gain insight into your values, your desires, and the parts of yourself that need healing or growth. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly on the move. We are bombarded with information, demands, and expectations that often leave little room for stillness. Yet it's in those quiet moments of self-reflection that we truly begin to know ourselves. Introspection requires you to step back from the noise of everyday life and create a space of calm where you can tune into your thoughts and feelings. It's about becoming aware of your emotions, beliefs, and patterns of behavior, and learning to understand what motivates you at a deep personal level. Self-awareness is not something that happens overnight. It is cultivated over time. It takes patience, honesty, and a willingness to look at your life through a lens of curiosity rather than judgment. This means taking a step back to assess your choices, your habits, and the ways in which you interact with others. It's about asking yourself questions like, why do I react the way I do in certain situations? What are my triggers? What patterns do I notice in my behavior or thought processes? These questions are not meant to make you feel guilty or inadequate, but to help you understand the root of your actions and decisions. When you practice introspection, you begin to identify the areas of your life that need attention. Perhaps you'll uncover deep-seated fears or limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, Or you'll find areas of your life where you've been neglecting your true desires. Introspection provides clarity, helping you see where you've been operating out of habit or external influence, rather than from a place of true alignment with your inner self. It allows you to pinpoint where you might have been drifting through life without conscious direction and offers the opportunity to course correct. But introspection is not always easy. It's much easier to keep moving, to stay busy, or to distract yourself from uncomfortable truths. Sometimes the things we uncover in our self-reflection can be painful, challenging, or even uncomfortable. Maybe you'll realize that you've been putting off your dreams for years, or that you've been stuck in unhealthy relationships or environments that no longer serve you. These revelations can be confronting, but they are also incredibly valuable. When you face these truths head on, you open the door to healing and growth. Introspection also requires you to embrace your emotions and be honest about how you feel. Sometimes we suppress our emotions because we're afraid of being vulnerable, or we fear that acknowledging certain feelings might make us weak. But in truth, emotional awareness is a powerful tool for self-discovery. When you allow yourself to feel your emotions, whether it's sadness, joy, anger, or fear, you begin to understand what's driving those emotions and what they are trying to teach you. By accepting your emotions without judgment, you learn to navigate them in a way that empowers you, rather than letting them control you. Another important aspect of introspection is identifying your core values, the principles that guide your decisions and actions. These values shape your life's direction and help you make choices that align with your authentic self. When you reflect on your values, you begin to ask yourself questions like, what do I stand for? What truly matters to me? What principles do I want to live by? By understanding your values, you gain clarity on what you should prioritize in your life and what is worth fighting for. Without introspection, you might find yourself drifting or making decisions based on the values of others rather than your own. Through this process, you also gain an understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. Introspection allows you to recognize what you excel at, the talents and skills you possess that set you apart. It also brings attention to the areas where you may need to grow or improve. Understanding both your strengths and weaknesses is vital for personal development, as it enables you to capitalize on what you do best, while also taking the necessary steps to work on the areas that need attention. Introspection empowers you to live a life that is true to who you are, not who you think you should be. It gives you the insight to make better decisions, to act with purpose, and to align your actions with your inner truth. By looking inward, you open up the possibility for growth, healing, and transformation. It's through this process that you begin to uncover your potential, strengthen your sense of self, and create a life that reflects your deepest values and desires. And as you continue this journey of self-awareness, you'll find that introspection becomes an invaluable tool in helping you live with intention, confidence, and authenticity. Taking action is the crucial step that transforms self-discovery and introspection into tangible change in your life. It's one thing to understand who you are, to know your values, desires, and strengths, but it's another thing entirely to translate that knowledge into meaningful, deliberate action. Self-awareness alone does not create transformation. It's what you do with that knowledge that shapes the life you lead. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and it's the key to unlocking your potential. Understanding your true self is vital, but without action, it remains just an idea, a thought process, a concept. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of discovering new things about yourself or feeling inspired by the possibilities of what you could do. However, that inspiration and understanding mean little unless you take steps toward actualizing those insights. You can know all the right things, what you want, what you value, what drives you, but until you move forward and make choices based on those realizations, nothing changes. Taking action starts with setting clear intentions. It begins with making a commitment to yourself that you will no longer sit idly by while life passes you by. You are no longer waiting for the right circumstances, the right moment, or the right people. Instead, you take responsibility for your own journey and decide that you are going to move toward the life you want. When you take action, you begin to create momentum. Each step, no matter how small, propels you forward, bringing you closer to your goals. This is how transformation happens. It doesn't occur all at once, but in incremental steps that compound over time. One of the most powerful aspects of taking action is that it helps you to overcome fear and doubt. Fear often holds people back from pursuing their dreams. It can be paralyzing, convincing you that you're not ready, not good enough, or not capable of achieving what you want. But action is the antidote to fear. When you take the first step, even if it's a small one, you prove to yourself that you are capable, and that the fear you once felt is not as powerful as you thought. Each time you act despite your fear, you build your confidence and diminish the power that fear has over you. The more you act, the more resilient you become to the doubts and insecurities that once held you back. Taking action is also an expression of trust in yourself. It's about believing that you have what it takes to achieve your goals, even when the path is unclear or uncertain. When you make the decision to move forward, you are trusting that you have the ability to handle whatever challenges come your way. You are trusting that your self-awareness, your strengths, and your values will guide you, even when things get tough. It's in these moments of action that you prove your belief in yourself, and as a result, you reinforce your self-worth and capability. However, it's important to remember that action does not always mean immediate success. The road to achieving your goals is rarely smooth or linear. You will face setbacks, challenges, and disappointments along the way. But it's how you respond to those obstacles that defines your journey. Taking action doesn't mean you won't encounter difficulties, but it means that you're willing to push through them, learn from them, and continue moving forward. The most successful people are those who embrace failure as part of the process, understanding that each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone toward greater success. Moreover, taking action helps you refine your vision. As you move forward, you gain more clarity about what truly resonates with you and what doesn't. Sometimes it's only through the experience of doing that you realize whether a certain path is truly aligned with your purpose. Action allows you to test out your ideas, adjust your course, and make informed decisions based on real-world feedback. It's through trial and error that you discover the best way to move towards your goals. Each action you take, whether it leads to success or failure, gives you valuable insights that help you refine your approach. Taking action also invites growth. It challenges you to step outside of your comfort zone and do things that are unfamiliar or even intimidating. Growth happens when you stretch yourself, when you take on challenges that force you to learn and develop new skills. It's through taking action that you gain experience, wisdom, and strength. When you challenge yourself to act, you grow in ways that can't be achieved through thought alone. Your capacity to handle adversity expands, and you become more capable of navigating the complexities of life. Ultimately, taking action is the expression of your commitment to yourself and your future. It's a declaration that you believe in your ability to create the life you desire. It's easy to be inspired and to dream big, but it's action that brings those dreams to life. Without action, your vision remains in the realm of fantasy. But when you take bold steps toward your goals, you start to see the real-world manifestation of your efforts. And with every action, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. So take the leap, embrace the process, and trust in the power of action to move you toward the life you deserve. Persistence is the key that unlocks the door to success. It's the quality that enables you to continue striving for your goals, even when the road gets tough, the challenges feel overwhelming, or the results aren't immediately visible. Life will inevitably throw obstacles your way, and there will be times when the pursuit of your dreams seems difficult, discouraging, or even impossible. But persistence is the one trait that will carry you through those moments. It is what transforms ambition into reality. And it is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up halfway through. The journey to success is rarely straightforward. In fact, it's often marked by setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected turns. You may have a clear vision for your life, a roadmap that you believe will lead you to your goals, only to face unexpected challenges that make you question your path. Perhaps things are taking longer than you anticipated, or the circumstances are not aligning as you hoped. It's during these times that persistence becomes invaluable. It's not about never experiencing failure or frustration, but about continuing to move forward, even when those things inevitably arise. Every great achievement is the result of countless moments when someone could have given up, but chose not to. When you choose to persist, you are choosing to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. You are making the decision to keep going, even when it feels easier to quit. This mindset requires resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Resilience doesn't mean you won't face difficulties, but it means you will face them with the determination to overcome. Persistence is about acknowledging that obstacles are a natural part of the process and not letting them define you. Instead of allowing setbacks to discourage you, you use them as fuel to propel yourself forward. You take each challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to improve. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is that it builds strength over time. Each time you push through adversity and continue your journey, you gain experience that makes you stronger. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it's the ongoing commitment to your goals that sharpens your skills and strengthens your resolve. Every time you face difficulty and decide not to quit, you become more capable, more confident, and more prepared for the next challenge. It's this accumulation of strength and experience that allows you to handle even greater obstacles in the future. Persistence also builds self-belief. When you keep going, even when things are tough, you send a powerful message to yourself: I can do this. Each action you take, even when the results are not immediately apparent, reinforces your belief in your own abilities. This belief is what propels you to continue working towards your goals, even when the end seems far out of reach. The more persistent you are, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving great things. And this self-belief becomes the foundation of your success. Moreover, persistence is the antidote to self-doubt. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan. You might question whether you're on the right path or if your dreams are even achievable. But persistence counters these feelings of doubt. It gives you the courage to keep moving forward, even when you're unsure. It's a commitment to the process, not just the outcome. When you persist, you stop focusing on the immediate results and instead focus on continuing the journey. This shift in focus allows you to stay grounded and patient, trusting that your efforts will eventually pay off. Additionally, persistence often leads to unexpected rewards. Success rarely follows a predictable path, and sometimes the results you achieve may be different than what you initially envisioned. But by persisting, you open yourself up to opportunities that you might not have encountered had you given up too soon. The journey itself brings valuable lessons, relationships, and experiences that shape you in ways you can't always predict. Sometimes success isn't just about reaching the destination, but about the person you become along the way. Persistence ensures that you stay open to these unexpected opportunities, allowing you to reap the full benefits of your efforts.